Yo, what up everybody out there in Blenderland? What I'm going to do today is show you all how to work in layers. Keep it smooth in layers. But first, what we're listening to here, The Breed, September Skate Session. The band is September, I think, let's see, The Breed, September Skate Session. Let's see it. The Breed, September. Yeah, let's listen to this. Loop it. Is this it? This is it. Alright. So what we're going to do is work in layers, and we're going to make a bullet, and I'm going to make a weapon. So what I'm going to do is delete this, delete the camera, and I'm just going to show you a basic version of how to do this. Okay, I'm going to scale this down on the Z. I'm going to scale it in on the X. And this is going to be my weapon. Okay. So I'm going to parent this to my character, Control P. You select the object you want to parent to the player first, and then you hold Shift and select the player, and then you press Control P. Remember to clear a parent, it's Alt P. So now I'm going to deselect everything. I'm going to press Shift A, and I'm going to add an empty plane axis, and I'm going to put it at the end of the weapon. And I'm going to hold Shift, click on the weapon, and Control P it. So now, wherever that weapon goes, the empty goes. Now what I'm going to do is create a bullet. So I'm going to switch to the logic editor down here. I'm giving myself some room, and I'm going to go to layer 2. You can press 2 on the keyboard, or you can click this second layer right here. That's one layer, and then all these are numbered. So I'm going to press 2, go to an empty layer, and I'm going to select a UV sphere. I'm going to scale it down, let's say 0.1, and I'm going to add a color to it so it's easy to see. It's easy to see. Why? We hang out in the LBC. Me and Snoop D-O-G. That's double G, S and double N-O-P. Now here I'm going to make it yellow. A yellow fellow. And now I'm going to add an always to it, and it's going to be always moving. And I have to decide what axis it's going to be moving. So I'm going to go to the first layer just to double check my axes. It is on the positive Y. So if I go back to layer 2, click on this bad boy, I'm going to give it a property name of ouch, all lowercase. I can press N and hide the properties menu so I have more room to work. Press N to pop it out again. And now what I'm going to do, it's always moving. So it's going to be always moving on the Y-axis. I'm going to do, let's say, 0.1 and press P and test it and see if that's too fast or not. Okay, so P. Pretty slow, so it's slow enough to see if this effect works. And now I'm going to click on the empty, and I'm going to add a keyboard sensor. And now the key that I'm going to activate is, let's say it is, let's do a mouse sensor. This is easier. Mouse, it's left button, and I'm going to edit object, add object. The object, I need to go back to layer 2, click on this object, and in here it has a name of sphere. I'm going to double click that, and I'm going to give it a name of bullet so it's easier to find when I need to reference it from the empty edit object, add object. So back on the empty, if I click on the object that I'm adding, I find bullet. And so when I left click, the bullet should enter the scene. So I'm going to press P, and I'm going to left click. There it goes. That's it. So now I'm going to show you how to interact with a bad guy. So if I have a bad guy, it's going to kill it. So the bullet, let's see, press 2, go back here. It has a property, if I press N, it has a property of ouch. So I'm going to go back to layer 1 and deselect everything by pressing A. I'm going to add a bad guy here right in front of the bullet just so we get the effect. I'm going to scale this guy up, and he's going to have a property name of bad. So I'm going to add a collision. I'm going to press N to get rid of this so I have more room to work. So a collision, when he collides with the property, ouch, he's going to go bye-byes. So edit object, end object. And now I need to go to layer 2. So when this collides with bad, it's also going to go bye-byes. So you add an actuator, edit object, end object. So when they should both get rid of each other. Press Control S and save this. Press 1 to go back to layer 1. And if I press P and then click, they should both disappear. Why did that not work? A couple of reasons. I completely forgot to add, let's add a dynamic and a collision bounds, which I did not do to the bullet either. I'm a little rusty. So this I'm going to leave as static, and I'm just going to add a collision bounds and see if that works. Control S, save, go back to layer 1 by pressing 1 on the keyboard, not the numpad. Press P. This guy falls because he has properties. I'm just going to freeze him on the Z-axis, so now when I press P, he should stay, and he disappears as well as the bullet. So that's it. Control S, that is the video.